Hey everyone. I just wanted to take some time today to talk about Peter Fonda. We just lost him to a battle to cancer, and he was a pretty much a legendary icon. And I just wanted to take a moment to talk about his work, talk about his life, and kind of celebrate him. Um, I was surprised by this. It's another one of those instances where we have an icon, a famous person like that, an actor, someone who's been involved in a lot of films that have touched a lot of lives. And they've kind of, I didn't know he was that sick, sort of like David Bowie. Gene Wilder did this as well, where you really weren't aware. And when it happens, it hits you like a punch to the gut. Um, with Peter Fonda, I I knew him as a lot of people did from Easy Rider, where people, modern audiences and younger kids probably know him as the devil from um, Ghost Rider. I really enjoyed his work. I actually got to see him in person at San Diego Comic Con randomly for 310 to Yuma, which he was fantastic in. His legacy is just amazing when you look at the amount of films that he has been in and what he did. And up until literally 7 days ago, he was active on Twitter. So, and he was very vocal, much like his sister, much like his family, in regards to what he thought, what he believed in, and sharing his beliefs. And he was very much an activist as well. And it's just one of those things where I'm still kind of coming to terms with it, um, because I really, really loved and respected him as an actor and as a person. And just to give you some ideas about the thing, his legacy, the amount of I mean, he was almost 80. He was 79 years old. And the films he's been in, and the just the length of time that he was active in the industry, his family were iconic. Jane Fonda, Henry Fonda was his father. Jane was his sister. Like, you need to be reminded of that. But the legacy he left behind is so wide, and just there's so much. I mean, even if I was just trying to look at it and see what was going on with where it started, and he was working from the time he was in his teens, um, through literally just recently. I mean, he was the last film that he did was a film that's going to be released this year called The Last Full Measure, and he worked through that amount of time. It just is just so much. But I'm gonna pick some of my favorite films just really quickly to talk about that he was in. What's hilarious is he was funny. He didn't mind being in comedies. He did drama the same just as well, and he just did some of the craziest stuff with Roger Corman back in the 70s. He did films like um, uh, Dirty Mary, Crazy Larry, where it's just these crazy biker films, because Easy Rider kind of uh, motivated a lot of that, but he did The Wild Angels as well. And of course, Race with the Devil, Future World. There's like a ton of things, but he did a film called Spasms, which had Oliver Reed in it as well. That just is a messed up movie. But he crossed genres, and I, it's one of those things. It's like we're losing so many of these legends, and I mean, it's rough. But I wanted to take the time to talk about him, and just he always represented to me this cool ideal. Um, a lot of people still go back to Easy Rider, but he was just such uh, he had that look about him, and he like a suave yet dangerous man, I guess, is the best way to go about describing him. And I just really, um, it really sucks that he's gone. Um, and it's rough. It's one of those things, we keep losing these icons, and this one stung a lot to me. I didn't realize it just how much until I started thinking about the work that he did, and just um, another legend. You know, um, so it's rough, and it's a rough loss. The other ones, sorry, my throat's going out on me today. But a couple other films that you may not remember that he did were Nadia, where he actually played both Dracula and Dr. Van Helsing, which is a really moody, creepy mid 90s black and white vampire film that you should definitely look up, check out. That he also, if you remember the sequel to Escape from LA, he was the surfer that Snake Plissken runs into. So these are some of the more modern stuff. Everybody knows about Race with the Devil. Everybody knows about Wild Angels. I really love the fact that he worked with Roger Corman. Roger Corman is still with us. Don't you do it, Corman. But he's still with us. But there's just, do yourself a favor and go look up Peter Fonda's filmography. And I think you'll be kind of blown away by just the number of films that he did, and the variety of them. It's pretty amazing. And I have to say, again, it comes back to one of the more modern films that he did. I loved Ghost Rider. Say what you will about it. I love that movie. And I love Nick Cage. I love when Cage unleashes the Nick Cage in these movies. Just let him go. But I really, really, really thought casting Peter Fonda as the devil in a movie like that was brilliant. And he just was so suave and cool looking. And I just really dug it. And it's it's a neat he's just got a neat legacy to leave behind. And in my head right now, he's just blowing away clouds with Dennis Hopper riding the universe. And I think he's the type of guy that would be down with that vision in your head as a fan of what he's up to now. And forever easy riding Peter Fonda. So thank you. I know this is sort of random and rambly and odd, but I felt the need to talk about the loss of Peter Fonda today at the age of 79 to cancer. So as the saying goes, F cancer. It's taken way too many of our people from us, and but he left behind a great legacy. So we keep that with us, and we can revisit him on the screen like he was meant to be seen. So thank you guys. I will see you again later. Peace out.